Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Doomed 2099. This is a really messed up comic book. Why? Because it makes me realize I need to go back and read the entire One World Under Doom thing. Darn it! Every so often you come across a really great storyline and you're just overwhelmed with other storylines. And in my case, you just came back to reading comic books regularly. Yeah. Oh man, I really do not want to have to start going back and reading a bunch of stuff to catch up to things, but clearly I'm going to have to. This this was a really solid issue. I'm going to explain more on that. Just give me a couple minutes. First, let me explain or let me tell you who made this comic book. Also, I'm exhausted. I've been up for way too long. All right, Frank Thierry is the writer. Delio Diaz and Frank Alpizar on art. Andrew Dahlhaus doing colors. VC's Travis Lanham on letters. Derek Chu doing the cover art, and a whole bunch of variant covers also. I met Derek Chu at a Niagara Falls Comic Con one time. Excuse me, Doctor Doom, created by Stanley and Jack Kirby. Anyway, that was that was a fun experience getting to meet him. He's probably given some of the best advice on comic books, how to put together comic books and whatnot. You can go back. There's some other people who actually put up that interview. I would recommend going and finding the people who did that. It was actually really good, and I didn't realize it until much later when I had some deeper conversations with Jim Shooter, and I realized, wow, Chu wasn't wrong with all the things that he'd said. Really good. Anyway, I remember that being such an important Comic Con for me, that Niagara Falls Comic Con. It was the one right before COVID hit. The next one was about to happen, and that's when all of a sudden we had the lockdowns and all that stuff. So everything was canceled. What a shame. But that was important to me because I actually got to meet Pat Broderick. So Patrick Broderick and John Francis Moore are the two people who created the Doctor Doom or just Doom 2099. Really incredible story, back and forth, all sorts of nutso stuff, but very much worth getting into reading. So in here you get to see Doctor Doom, our present day Doctor Doom, get a holographic message from the 2099 Doom and the other 2099 characters. Really cool to see Ravager in there. You know, Ravager is the last Marvel Comics character that Stan Lee created. Interesting, right? The last exclusive Marvel comic character. Excuse me. Wild to see that. Anyway, so Doom 2099 is talking to his past self, potential past self, talking about, hey, you've done all this crazy stuff. You need to stop. And it's so funny. Doom can't talk to Doom. If you go back and you read the original issue number 1 of Doom 2099, Doctor Doom goes into the future and he's thinking, oh, well, I'm here. I'm going to kick everybody's butt. And he gets his butt handed to him because his armor, this is the distant future, and his armor isn't the most superior thing anymore. So he just gets royally, pun not intended, but very welcome, his butt royally handed to him. He has to make new armor, and that's what really puts him over the edge, and he has to, reclaim this land for himself. Anyway, in this particular case, Doom goes and grabs certain characters from the future, like Cosmic Ghost Rider, Maestro, Bishop, good one there, Phoenix, the Rachel Summers version, Deathlock, interesting, and Old Man Logan. Pretty cool. Really good idea to, not for Doom, but for for Frank Thierry to take some of these future characters and put them in this bitter fight against Doom, Emperor Doom, in this case. What happens? He used the time platform to come back and do all this stuff. So it's a big fight. You get to see the personalities of these individuals fighting against Doctor Doom, Emperor Doom, and it's actually pretty fun. Doom 2099 actually moves into the background for a bit so that these other characters can shine. So if you're just like, oh, I never really cared about Doom 2099, you cared about the Maestro, you cared about Old Man Logan, you care about Rachel Summers, maybe. You definitely care about Bishop, right? To see Emperor Doom figure out quickly how to handle each one of these characters is really fun. Old Man Logan makes a joke about how he hates Hulks. So there's the Maestro there, whom the last time Old Man Logan was in a storyline in the mainstream Marvel Universe had to fight against the Maestro. I think that was under Ed Brisson. Really amazing stories. I miss Ed Brisson in Marvel. Anyway, this is really fun. And I'm not going to spoil the ending of this for you because it's a one shot, but it says something about what's about to happen and how this was a major altering timeline for Doom in the future, and why he, even if it's just he alone, you have to look at what happens in the future here. Why he needs Doom, present day Emperor Doom, to stop, to just give up his power. Doom surrender power? Why would Doom ever do such a thing, right? Doom knows what he's doing. Talking in third person as though I'm Doom, because like that's the way Doom would think about these things. Really fun comic book. Guys, the ending, which I'm not going to spoil, is worth reading for this comic book alone. But I think that most of you will, the first was just my opinion on the thing. I really enjoyed seeing, because I like seeing stories like that. If you think about like Twilight Zones and all sorts of different kinds of stories, futuristic stories that have this theme to it, I love seeing that. But seeing the interaction between all these characters, how they sometimes get in each other's way, their personalities kind of mess with each other, but they're still teaming up against this incredible universal threat of Emperor Doom. Really fun seeing something like this. I think it's one of those things where you can skip this. Absolutely. This is not a mandatory read by any stretch of the imagination. But if you want to get a better in detail understanding of what's going on and what the stakes can actually be, this would be the book as far as I'm concerned. I tried to stay away from as much of the Emperor Doom stuff, but I loved Doom 2099, so I had to read this, and go figure. I don't know if the other ancillary issues are going to do the exact same thing for you as this one did for me, but it's very rare I read an ancillary issue when there's a major event going, and it's even rarer still that I'll read that ancillary issue and say, yeah, I need to read the main storyline. So that's why I'm going to say this is a fantastic book. This was really good for me. Because, yeah, now I got to, at the very least, read the main storyline. I know there's been a lot of people telling me this has been good, but it's hard to just go back and start reading stuff that, and catching up on things. But clearly I'm going to have to do it now, because apparently everybody telling me was right. Yeah, looking forward to go back and looking at those books now with a little bit of old man, Gran Torino going in there. Okay, guys, grab this book. Check it out. Really interesting what happens. I'll talk to you guys later. Like the video, watch an ad. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.